If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's certain tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Witchy Women podcast. I have my dearest friend here today with me. So welcome, Sarah, to the podcast.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah.
And Sarah, what is your
Sarah Monica.
Sun and moon and rising sign?
So my zodiac natal chart, part of it, as a rundown, Sagittarius is my zodiac.
Your sun sign, yeah.
My sun sign is in Sagittarius. Rising sign is in Sagittarius, and moon sign's in Libra. So pretty much Sag all around the board.
And we match up because my rising's in Sag.
You also have a Leo.
Yeah. Leo's in my moon, yep.
And fire signs tend to get along.
Yeah. Yeah, since I have two fire signs. Yeah, that's where we get along so well.
That's the adventurous side. I think,
yep,
sure.
that's because whenever we hang out, what do? We always adventure. Like today, we went to the park and stuff and
where'd we go?
Emerson Park. Yeah, Emerson Park.
Emerson Park in Auburn. Really beautiful.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
Lots of wildlife. Saw woodpeckers and turtles, frogs.
Owl pellets.
No
owls though. We didn't see an owl,
no.
But so today we kind of want to touch base on hemp, right?
Yeah, like renewable resources.
Yeah. So you can start with that.
Plastic alternatives.
Yeah, right. And that.
Anything other than plastic, am I right?
Right. Not good for the planet. But,
so, what do we know about hemp?
Well,
like, where does it come from?
I feel like you know a little bit more on this. I didn't do too much research yet.
So, hemp is, there's a misconception, I think, with hemp and, like, marijuana. It is the same plant, same family, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hemp is where you get your CBD from.
Yes.
It's also a low THC plant. So, even if you were to smoke something like hemp,
yes,
you wouldn't get any body highs or head highs from it. So, it's not a smokable plant. It's really supposed to be used as a source, like a renewable source. And hemp, it can be grown really fast, and it can be grown in a place where there's a short growing season, like New York.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in New York State, we just banned styrofoam.
Did we?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So the next step might be something renewable and something that we can grow quickly. Because what's the benefits of growing something quickly, you think, in a short growing season?
The benefits of growing something quickly?
Yeah, because we don't have
more resources, more abundance of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and get more of it in a short period of time.
Right.
Whereas we have in New York, I don't know what our growing season is. I know that it's short though.
Mm-hmm.
For hemp.
Yeah, because it's winter 6-7 months out of the year, and then we have a couple months of summer. And
another huge catalyst that's been happening in New York is hydroponic farming.
I don't know anything about that.
That's a fun topic.
You can talk about that. Talk about it. Let me educate me.
In terms of growing seasons and what we can use as a renewable source, growing hemp in a hydroponic way in water, right? Hydroponic.
Yeah.
We can grow it for longer.
Mm-hmm.
So we can keep it indoors, right? And we can grow it all year round. So that gives us a natural resource to replace plastic all year round. Also creating thousands of jobs.
Right.
But
so are we working towards that slowly, you think? Maybe?
I think so. I think we need more of it. I think what they're more worried about, though, is, like, everybody jumping on board all at once.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably expensive to start up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You need permits. You need certain zoning regulations. You need plots of land. I think you need FDA approval before anybody can buy it.
Probably.
Which costs money.
Right.
What's another renewable source, though, that we can think of? And that's a tough question.
No, it is.
There's not a lot.
You're catching me in a subject I'm not too educated in, and I'm trying to think.
Like Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son.
Yeah.
Over the past, I think, 3 years, started using cardboard for distilling water opposed to plastic.
Like cardboard straws and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind those. The only thing is they get soggy towards the end, but I know that they're good for the planet, so I try.
So hemp cardboard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Would be really cool if we had like some chemist that could make hemp like transparent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because transparency, I mean, people are freaked out when they can't see the inside of a glass or like what they're drinking, so.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
So in terms of hemp, that's the conversation we have towards that, I think.
Have you ever heard of the Delta? Is it Delta 8? Mm-hmm. You heard of that?
Delta 8.
It's like the liquid that comes from the plant of weed or whatever.
Oh. Is it a chemical compound?
It's
with THC?
legal, right? So you can buy it online and stuff. But
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it.
I don't know if they were trying to make it illegal or not, but there's like a couple different kinds that I've seen. There's like one that's for sleep and one that's for like just relaxing, and it's just in a little like bottle, and you like squeeze it. I forget what the thing's called, and you put it under your tongue.
Okay.
Hold it for like 60 seconds, and then has a similar effect to CBD, but
so it gives you that mellow effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, the one that's like calm, and then the one that's supposed to help you sleep. I don't know. I use it sometimes.
No, that's a really cool thing about chemistry in general, you know, because you can. What I'm thinking is what you're explaining. Delta 8 is a compound found in THC.
Yeah.
So you could literally find different compounds in THC that could target those certain things that you're looking for in your body. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I'm pretty sure it's kind of a newer-ish thing. Well, I think I found out about it like maybe 6 months ago.
Delta 8.
Yeah, it could have been around for longer, but
Cool.
My dad got all into it and was like, yo, you gotta try this. I think he got it from Joe Rogan. I don't know. He's obsessed with Joe Rogan, but... Smart. I mean, I'll have to look into it. The different compounds we know about THC, the popular ones are THC alone, right? A marijuana plant. Yeah.
CBD, Delta 8 is another one I'm learning. Like certain fatty acids.
Yeah.
So you learn that, there's a lot of fatty acids in marijuana. And you also are born with THC receptors in your brain.
Really? Mm-hmm. Did not know that.
You're born with them. Yep. Pretty crazy.
So what does that mean?
So you have certain receptors. So receptors in your brain is quite literally the ability to receive something or certain information that's sent to our brains.
Yeah.
So when we inhale, THC at burning point.
Right.
It allows THC to burn and hit our THC receptors.
Okay.
That are within our brain.
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny how a natural compound that we can grow, like CBD and THC or marijuana, is naturally something we already have receptors for.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how, in tune we really are with nature. Like, how many more receptors do we have? Do we have receptors to maple trees? Do we have receptors to... I think we have a lot of reception to plants and the relationship to plants. Hemp is something we need to get in a better relationship with.
Ooh, so let's talk about plants. I'm not sure if a lot of people know this. So, the thing with plants that plants are respondent to us. If we talk nice to the plants, it helps them grow.
Frequency.
That's crazy. I mean, it's something I've known for a little while, but I haven't known it for a really long time.
Yeah.
But I just think it's awesome that you talk to plants and it helps them grow, and the whole if you talk negatively towards them, that it can actually kill them and They understand that somehow, and it's awesome.
They even recorded studies with water molecules.
Yes, I was just about to say water after.
You know what I'm talking about?
Talking to your water positively or negatively impacts
It sounds crazy.
I know. Impacts the shape, not the shape of it. Well, the shape, right?
Quite literally, the molecule, the molecular structure of water, which comes in the form of shapes. Yeah, like we say, I love you. It just stems off in triangles opposed to hate that it stems off as squares, hypothetically.
Right.
But which also, that stems into the concept of sound and sound healing, or like frequency, right? How receptive we are as human beings to sound alone. Music, or just the elements around us. Plants, water. We're made up of all of those things.
And how, like, music can change your mood, right? If you're having a bad day or something, or any mood you're feeling, you put on that type of music that responds with how you're feeling, and it can help. It can lighten your mood. It can make you depressed. It can make you sad, happy.
Music's literally saved my life, and probably has put me in some bad points, like some 90s R&B.
Right.
Some early 2000s, like...
But it's just awesome.
Put me in my feels.
But no, the water thing's crazy, because actually a while ago I was watching a video on someone that talked to 3 different bowls of water. One negatively, one positively, and one just neutral. Didn't really talk at all to it. Put it in the freezer, I think, and would repeat the process for maybe a month or something.
Did it freeze differently?
Yeah,
I bet, right?
I'm trying to think. It was the negative.
It's so neat.
Oh, wait, actually, the negative one had, it was something bad tied with it, and I can't really remember. Not that it was molded, because water, that wouldn't happen, but it was, I think, dirtier water. I don't know, it was so weird.
Oh, no, the clarity of it, probably.
Yeah.
Some of it was clearer than
it was so awesome to watch, because, people really...
Do you remember the name of it, or the video, or who
No, I could probably Google it. It was some guy, I think, but it was
Well, if anyone knows, drop a link.
Yeah, right. It was, I think you could just type in maybe, talking to water outcome, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But... people will definitely, think you're crazy if they have never heard of that and you mention that to them.
Yeah, and they're like, what? Sound frequency?
They'll be like, what do you mean? You talk to your water? But it's
But you talk to your
living.
Children very nicely, or your partner, or your friends, because you want the equal response.
Right, and water and plants are both just as living as humans and stuff.
It has a lot to do with your world, too, your outside world.
Yeah.
How you treat others, or how nicely you talk towards others comes back to you, type of thing. Same thing with plants.
Yeah.
Anything in our natural world.
You attract what you reciprocate.
So true.
Yeah. That's why, it's so crazy. If you're always negative and thinking badly and in a really bad mindset at all times, you will attract negative stuff in your life and people around you.
Yeah.
So, you're just gonna attract,
it's like the elephant in the
people,
room.
right? But
yeah.
If you're positive, then you will attract positive people around you, and
I do believe the right people stick around, too.
Yeah, of course.
Even in our darkest moments, or, not our brightest moments, but when we're, not so social, or when we need our space, or when we come out and we're ready to be social again. And I think that's really healthy for people in relationships and friendships to do in general. Space maintenance. That's part of it. But frequency, right? I think people, if your friends are hurt or your family, you feel that.
Right.
It's like a heart tie.
Especially if you're more of an empath.
Mm-hmm. I know moms and their child, too. They can feel that heart tie. If their child is in pain, they can feel that from a distance. There's proven studies, and it's all frequency.
Right.
Pretty much.
And energies and being a super empath, walking into a room and immediately feeling everyone's energy around you, and
that's tough.
It's tough. I didn't realize that was an empath thing, because I feel everyone's energies when walking into a room. If you're an empath, you just automatically assess it and you can feel overwhelmed, and sometimes that's why people shut down, like in social settings, if they're overwhelmed by the energy.
And people get confused by that, and sometimes it can be hard to explain. I think as you get older, though, it gets a little bit easier, and I think the main goal is to be comfortable in your own body, right? Like in your own skin, to the point where, like, when those phases do come in and out, like bad things happen in your life, or good things, or the equal, good with the bad, that you stand the same.
Yeah.
You know, like you're good, but
when you walk into a room and it's all positive energy and you just feel interconnected with those
but then you get that right away.
Yeah.
Like rubs off you.
It feels so nice.
Yep. And that is pretty much, I think, speaking to, like, how you speak about your day or how you speak about others or which choice of words you choose, right?
Right, because
what you choose to speak of can change a room in an instant.
Right. Yeah.
Like, in my family, we learned that the 5 Ds, right? Like, if you're looking for a bad conversation, I mean, you can talk about debt, like how somebody is in debt.
Yeah.
Like, that's just going to put anyone in a lull.
Right, because then everyone else is going to think about, and like, money and debt.
And then they're like, what the heck, dude? Like,
yeah.
Talk about my money status. No one likes me. No. That's embarrassing, right? So debt was one of them. I don't remember all of them. But death, tough one. That's the other one. Like, if somebody had someone pass recently.
Death will put a damper on.
Don't bring it up.
Anyone's mood. Because then you also think about just death in every situation, and you're like, okay, I don't want to think about it. When you start thinking about death, it's like a downward spiral. Like, once you start thinking about it, you can relate to out. You're like thinking of all these things, and you get sucked into this dark hole until the end, and it's just
we call these bad topic conversations.
Yeah, it's so hard to draw yourself back.
So death, and the other one was, this one's kind of gross, but like defecation. Like, no one wants to talk about shit. Obviously, really bad one. There's 2 more. Like detriment. Like if someone is going through a hard time or like a breakup or a hard emotional state, you don't want to bring that up.
No.
And the 5th one I don't remember. But those are just a catalyst, or 4 things that are kind of like not icebreakers, but just conversations you can stay away from. Like,
imagine using those as an icebreaker.
Like, not a first date topic, not a dinner topic. Like,
no,
that's just something you talk about maybe with close friends or family once in a while, but not in a public setting. Or on podcasts.
Yeah, well,
you can talk about it on podcasts.
Yep. It's already all talked about. We put it out there. It's too late.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
What else? So,
yeah.
We don't know much about this, but you just said that there was a solar flare. Just bringing that up.
Oh, yeah. 6 days ago, ABC just released, you can look it up, surely. Solar flares have been happening on our sun's surface in particular. And they rated it an X code, like an X code solar flare. Yeah. Which, I don't know, in my mind, X doesn't seem like good. Like, I'm not trying to worry anybody, but it seems like it was really strong.
But it's also probably not deathly.
Not deathly.
Right.
No, but definitely you feel the pull.
Right.
You feel some energetic frequencies. You feel some things shift up.
Right. On the frequency topic.
Another fun point about the solar flares, it's been messing with our biometrics. So, like airplanes, ships, things that are attached to the energetic field of the Earth are being disturbed.
So what is it? Do you think it's just messing with some technology? Or do you think it's causing like the technology to not work?
Probably
just any type of disturbance with it.
Yeah, just frequency, right? Like how maybe it can't read it. Maybe it's such a strong amount, that the readers are like going crazy. So how does that affect us, like humans, on a physical level? Well, it's just similar to how the moon affects the ocean and the waves and like gravitational pull.
And how that affects your emotions.
Very similar with humans. I think we're more in tune than we think. Some people are, but I think you maybe experience heightened sense of anxiety at the moment, or a heightened sense of self, or inflamed, like your body feels inflamed, headaches, migraines.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe some nausea,
disturbed sleep.
Disturbed sleep. Don't even get me started. I don't even sleep in general, but
like anger can be another one, but I don't know how true it is, but you can definitely feel it. That's for sure. So it's like, do we talk about it? Or...
Right. Well, because if you're feeling
vertigo is another one.
Dude, no, that's what I've been feeling. Headaches and vertigo. Like, I've had vertigo. Well, it's not diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have it. Had
a lot
it
of
for
people
a while.
do. It's very common.
And I think the last couple of days, it's really just heightened, and I've literally had to do exercises to fix it.
Yeah.
So it could be...
Blame the solar flares.
Yeah,
really.
Right. So, yeah, if you have something going on, like, you know...
As of recently.
Headache, yeah. I would always tune in to looking up what's going on in the world. What's going on with the stars, the sun, the moon, and... If you're feeling some type of way, just Google anything that's happening.
I mean, really, yeah.
Might be an answer.
We're not a huge planet either. To think we can't get affected by small things is... We're pretty small in terms of how big the universe is.
The universe. Oh, I'm telling you, we started on outer space.
So people are like, nah, I don't know about the sun and the stars. It's like, well...
Well, it has to affect you. It's just we're so small in comparison.
What are we made up of? I mean, stars are made up of carbon.
Yeah. Aren't we made up of, like,
oxygen and carbon? That's all we are.
Yeah.
It's all what Earth is. So it's like, it's matter.
All we are is energy in general. We're
magnets, baby.
Just energy and a soul and a body, a temporary body.
It's true. I know it's a flesh suit. I
so
hate that word.
What did you call it, a flesh suit?
No, I heard this term, though, this week. And it's like super spiritual people that have these out-of-body experiences. And I'm not making fun.
Right.
But they'll say, I'm experiencing a human experience in my flesh suit. Or
flesh suit.
They just like
I feel
make...
like there could be a better word for that. Flesh suit.
Like, this is my suit for a little while. Like, because your soul and your body are two different things, right? Like,
right.
The spirit and the body are two different things.
You would not catch me calling it a flesh suit, but I will call it a soul in my body.
No, I don't recommend that one.
Jeez.
But solar flares, right?
Right. It's kind of silly if people don't think that, like...
Okay, well, here's a good way to pick this apart. The sun. Right?
Yeah.
Does the sun affect us? Of course.
Well, yeah.
It makes the world go round.
Right.
It makes things grow.
Right. It makes things grow, and it also affects us because we get burnt, and we can get skin cancer from it, right? You know, if we're not protected.
Very apparent how closely symbiotically we live with the elements. The sun, the moon. So any slight flare, to say that we wouldn't be susceptible to that, it's kind of naive.
I know.
It's kind of like, I don't really want to look into this information.
Right. It's kind of people who are closed-minded and not willing to be like... I mean, guys, like, the earth, space, the sun, all came before humans.
Oh, literally.
So who are we to say that none of that affects us when we were put on this earth after all of that stuff was already here? It's just, it is a little closed-minded to be like, oh, no, the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, nothing. None of that affects us.
Or how much we don't know.
Like, how would it not affect us? Like, it has its own,
we can look at Archimedes in the first, form of mathematics.
Right.
And we can look at Aristotle. We can look at philosophers that had, the only concept of mathematics or perpetual reality was stars. Right? Like, it gave us a sense of direction.
Right.
It gave us an insight on math.
Right.
Astrology. Like,
and when people don't
planets.
When people don't have, like, a sense of time or clocks or something, what do? You look at the sun, and what is it? The shadows, or what is it to tell
the
what
Mayans
time
depicted as 13... There's 13 months.
Right. Yeah, because isn't there essentially 13 zodiacs? Like, have you heard of the one extra zodiac?
Officious.
Yes. And that's in between. Is it in between?
I'm getting November 19th, I'm thinking.
It's in between November and December. Something
it's a solstice,
like that, right?
Isn't it?
I think it's right after. I think it is in between Scorpio and Sagittarius.
I want to say 15th and 19th. There's like just a short few day window, and Ophiuchus falls in.
So it's just a couple days long? It's not like a whole month, right? Because then that would throw off all the other time lengths of the zodiacs.
It's interesting, too. I wonder if, I don't know anyone's depiction of Mayans, or, I mean, as we're talking about months and we're talking about zodiacs, like, obviously they came from somewhere, right?
Right.
But I'm thinking in terms of, like, the Mayans, like, did they believe in 13 zodiacs? Like, what was their concept of zodiacs or the months?
Right, like was zodiacs even a thing like back then? Well, I'm pretty sure. I feel like has astrology been around for a long time? I'm not quite sure.
The reason why we have math is because we study the stars.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look it up. Archimedes in Italy. I think it was 290 BC. He's the father of mathematics.
So long ago.
Yeah. So super long ago.
Father of mathematics. Math.
Syracusia, Italy. I actually looked this up the other night.
Really?
He was the father of mathematics, yep.
That's interesting.
But philosophers, mathematicians, scientists, it all falls back to the same basic things, and it's natural law. And I think that comes with planets and the Earth as well.
Right. And law of attraction, you know.
Stay tuned for our next podcast. No. Law of Attraction podcast. That'd be fun.
Law of Attraction is a good topic.
Give us a like if you want to hear about it.
Yeah, Law of Attraction is a good one. That is.
Do you want to tell the people where we're at? We're in the...
Where we're at?
We're in the Finger Lakes. We're by Cayuga Lake.
Sarah's just dropping her location, everyone.
Yeah, not my exact address, but just the Finger Lakes.
You're gonna be swimming in the water to find you. Oh my god. What was the Isaac Newton,
Isaac Newton was...
Wasn't that... Wait,
Law of gravity, I believe.
Yes. It was like... What's the thing about, Oh my god. He says something about energy.
Newton. Nuclear fission.
Right? He says that energy never dies.
I believe so.
It only... Is that him? I don't know if that's
Isaac
him.
Newton.
I know he's like
energy can't be created nor destroyed.
That... Good. Say it one more time.
I think. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
Wait. Cannot be created nor destroyed?
It already exists.
Oh, right. That is such a good quote. See, that's where that goes, where when you die...
That might be the right quote.
No, I think that is. And is that by him? I'm not really sure.
Right, it's like the idea of like a human. It's like a human is created, but like how in the heck? Right? You know what I mean?
Oh,
like natural law is crazy. But science and natural law, those have been two conflicting sources, I think. I think there's ways to...
intertwine it?
Yeah. Have them come together.
So, yeah, like when you die, energy can't be destroyed.
Right.
So it has to...
Because your soul leaves.
Right, because this body is just... Your body decays. Mm-hmm. Well, your soul's not going to decay. Your soul is just energy. It has to go somewhere. Mm-hmm. So when you die, it goes out of you.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
What would your guess be? I don't even know.
That's the same question, though, kind of. Like, it can't be created nor destroyed.
Yeah.
Like chicken or the egg. We don't know. And that's that external force that's still the unknowing, right? That's what drives humans insane.
Yeah.
Is our very existence. And it's like, I'm trying to connect the dots. But the power of knowledge is actually very dangerous. It's actually a huge human flaw to want to know more. Right.
Oh, and don't even get me started with our brains only having, 10% unlocked or whatever?
Try 1.
Or 1%. Gee. How? But why?
It's like 2% of the oceans that we've discovered.
Right. Oh, that too. We've only discovered. Yeah, we have like 87% left of the ocean to discover.
Like, what are we doing, dude? Like we have technology, but 2%? I don't believe it. What are the new statistics? I think it's actually 7% of the ocean has been discovered.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely... I think we still have at least, like, 90 or, like, 87 left to discover, which is huge. That's not even half. That's way more than half.
Yeah, man. Megalodons,
what's living
sirens,
in there?
Mad shit.
And can we just
scary
not...
stuff.
Yeah. Like, what we already do know is pretty terrifying.
It's enough.
Like, that is enough. Like...
There's a lot of species we haven't discovered.
Which is wild.
I learned something the other day. This is a fun statistic, but, correct me if I'm wrong, but right now, in particular, the era that we are in is considered the 6th mass extinction on Earth. So we're actually destroying species at a quicker rate than we are discovering them.
Fun. That's great. That's awful.
Yeah, it's kind of a point of no return. Not to be a bearer of bad news or anything, but...
So are we snowballing into that thing where the planet's gonna just get destroyed and then we're gonna
Well, you know what
restart?
It is, actually, is quite literally all can stem back to rainforest and deforestation. I think a lot of old ancient bacterium, viruses, species, anything to do with kingdom, phylum, class, species, genus, order, all started in the jungle, or a lot of it. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of biodiversity in the jungle that we have more or less destroyed before we have even taken the time to study.
Right.
Because the rapid rate of human growth.
Right.
The
jungle's a really dangerous place, too. It's a lot of poisonous stuff in there. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's just everything pretty much is poisonous in there, right?
You could literally walk in 2 feet and not make it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Anacondas, poisonous frogs.
Vines, frogs, too.
They're so pretty, though. The poisonous frogs are, like, bright blue.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
Because you're drawn to it.
Right. Oh, yeah, and that's how it attracts their prey, right? Or something.
Yeah, they're like, hey, come eat me, right?
Yeah, they're like...
So the jungle, right. So a big catalyst to that, too, palm oil. Palm oil is in everything. And palm oil is the major, number one reason why we have deforestation. In the Amazonian rainforest alone.
So what's palm oil?
Palm oil is the trees that make up orangutan forests.
Okay.
Orangutans have only a certain biome that they live in, only a certain type of environment. And we are destroying it as a whole. Like, we can't recreate palm oil. We can't recreate orangutan.
Right. It's...
environment. We just can't. So it's like, because that comes from biodiversity. Now, when we stop discovering species, we don't know how they interact with each other. So we don't know how much we're really... Yeah, it's really...
So sad.
It's sad. During COVID, though, I did learn, because humans kind of laid back a little bit in ways, in travel, and, just in general, just stayed back.
Right.
Consumed less. We saw a decrease in some of our emission levels.
Right, I was going to say it's like wildlife, like, because we were kind of staying away.
Wildlife took off for a little while.
Well, that's good. And maybe it needed that reboost.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's fragile, That's how we can even consider the idea of one day living in a utopia. Right. We have to live symbiotically with the natural world. I think the more we work against it, and the more we find reasons to not live in the natural world, the more it's going to work against us.
Right.
Like with solar flares, or tsunamis, or natural disasters.
That makes sense, right? If
Mother Nature's pissed off.
Yeah, we're destroying the planet. She's going to give it back to us. It honestly makes sense.
And people don't realize she has high hopes for us.
I know.
She wants nothing but to provide more for us.
But we shouldn't be destroying the world. Like,
we're just stubborn.
Literally makes me so mad.
I know.
And it sucks. Like, why can't you just throw it in the trash? Like, throwing things outside where animals are going to eat it, get sick, like the plastic, whatever.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is the oceans.
Hemp. All the way back to hemp.
Yes. Seriously, all the way back to the first topic.
Plastic.
Like oceans, that's so sad. Like,
I know.
Because animals in the oceans, like, they cannot defend themselves.
I know too many ocean facts that will just make everyone cry. I don't want to talk about
it. But no, it will make people aware that, like,
you know what they just found out this week? This is a new thing.
This
Are you
week?
ready?
Okay, I don't know about it. Go ahead.
Talk about plastic in the ocean. They're finding plastic particles in our bloodstream.
That's so bad. Wait, because, like... maybe I did hear that. Oh, no. Because what? What are we consuming?
Whole plastic pieces just floating around, untangible, unbiodegradable, like, non-biological matter just floating through our blood. Like, that's concerning.
Right.
That's concerning.
Is it in our food and we don't know? Like, very small pieces?
I think so.
Well, you know what's bad
is
in
our water?
Think about it. Plastic water bottles. I don't know if you guys know this. You should, but no, you're not supposed to leave water bottles with water in it in your car on a hot day.
Some people do.
Yeah, no, like, do not drink those.
Like, only my bottle in my car overnight. It's like,
no, if it's a plastic water bottle, the sun... If you leave it in the car during the day, let the sun beat on it, the plastic melts into your water, and contaminates it, and then you drink it.
Hemp, I'm sure if the sun hit it, it would purify your water.
True. Has some electrolytes and all the good stuff in there.
You just can't see through it. Maybe it'll be a little murky, but maybe it's mineralized. Maybe it's good for you. Maybe our brains are so obsessed with the idea of sterilization in a sterilized environment that we don't even realize, like obviously it's nice to have clear water. But if it's a little murky, it's probably because there's, like, minerals and stuff in it.
You know what I love?
I love water.
The water, like, I have a,
What do you love?
What's it called? I have a...
Oh, the Life thing?
What's the water cleaner called? The
Life straw.
No, that, though, that is good.
Oh, that's not what you're talking about?
No, it's a...
iodine.
A Brita.
Oh. Oh, 3 times a charm. No, like Brita works.
It's not even that expensive. You just pour your water in the top, and you can literally, like, see it come out the bottom clean.
No,
like, you can see the dirty pieces on the top, like, if you have any little dirt in your water. And
Britas do work. You can taste the difference.
So nice and so inexpensive. It's only like $20, $30.
Like, you're drinking Poland Springs. Like, that's popular, but it still probably is... It's alright.
Everyone really does like Poland Springs.
But I wonder.
It's pretty good. It's natural spring water.
It's not bad.
You know what's so funny to me? Like
What?
The Fiji water. Like the
That's bullshit.
It's the water from the volcanic islands. Like, I wish it was true, but I feel like it's not. Have you heard of the Hawaiian
volcanic
water?
Salts, like, could clarify anything. You can also... The volcanic water, like, think about it. It sifts through silt in, like, volcanic rock, giving it a mineralized effect.
Yeah.
So mineralized water is really what you're looking for. But it has to go through a process. What are you saying, though? Hawaiian water?
Yeah, the Hawaiian water. Have you seen that? It's like a step above Fiji. It's like
it's a blue...
Yes. The blue water bottle. It's like... It starts with a W. I can't pronounce it. Obviously, it's Hawaiian, but...
I know what you're talking about.
It's like Weki something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I used to buy it just because the bottle was so pretty, and it was like...
That's marketing, too.
Yes, and it was like... volcanic water from the Hawaiian Islands.
How do they market our water?
I don't know.
How are you allowed to do that?
I don't know.
Like, oh, this water is more purified than this one. It's like, no. You should just put the pH of every water on it. You know?
Like, pH literally isn't in our water bottles. No. Like, it's only in, like, you know, the essential water?
Yeah, you have to pay more to get the pH. It's like, okay, let me go get a strip real quick.
I was going to say, do you know you can buy pH drops? You can buy a little bottle of pH drops and drop it in your water.
Another thing, too, like a safety thing, like a survival mechanism, iodine.
Yeah.
Iodine will turn your water like a brown color.
Oh, yeah.
But iodine is a sterilizer.
Oh.
So it will quite literally kill off any bacteria, viruses, anything that's in the water. Kills everything.
You do know about that Life straw?
Yeah.
That's sick, right? I saw it. I saw that like Walmart or something.
Like charcoal or something.
It's like that big straw, and you can drink from the streams, and it's supposed to...
Chris has one.
It's supposed to purify it when you're drinking it? Like through the straw?
It has a filter through it. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Mm-hmm. That's really good if you're camping or if you're hiking. You just need a quick little...
you're like, really need waters.
Yeah, like you're in survival mode, like...
Or you're unsure about the water, right?
Right. In general. Yeah.
Another survival
like tap water even.
Tap water, too.
Just...
If you're out in the survival
just pop
world,
it in the tap water. Drink it.
Yeah. It'd be a good way to drink out of a fountain.
Yeah.
Like a drinking fountain.
What were you saying?
Like if you're out in the woods, obviously you don't have a life straw because like, oh, shoot, I wasn't born with one.
Right. Unless you like prepared and packed in your backpack.
You can bring a bottle of iodine with you. I would always recommend that because you could use it.
If you don't have a life straw, have a bottle of iodine with you.
Iodine and always drink upstream.
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to say downstream, but that's not true. Drink upstream, because downstream there could be like somewhat of a dead carcass or something, something that's festering you don't know about. If you drink upstream, you know that there's nothing coming downstream.
That's a good little life hack I had no idea about.
Yep. So drink upstream, not downstream. Just a little fun quote. Yeah. Iodine, oxidization. So iodine, I don't know what it does. It's just it just sterilizes.
Well, you learn something new every day.
You can boil water too.
But but if
that's
you're in
your last resort, though.
Yeah, because
boil it.
Well, if you're camping
and freeze it.
If you have a campfire, you can just boil the water. Well, if you have something to boil water over the campfire, you can do that. But you can drink hot water. But no, the life straw, that's a good little thing.
Well, it's $1 million idea.
It's seriously though.
But
it's
they
not
even do
expensive.
it for millions of dollars, you know? And some of the best ideas don't cost money. Like that's probably saved like how many lives?
Probably so many, probably campers.
And you can reuse it.
Yeah, over and over. You can just it's not like paper, just throw it away after plastic.
Yeah, water is so precious. I feel like we do have like a lot of reserved water that they don't tell us about.
Maybe.
And they just make us think like we don't have a lot of water. However, a lot of it's underground.
Right.
So like out of sight, out of mind type of thing.
Right.
Like they tell us there's, so many Great Lakes or there's so many Finger Lakes. It's like, yeah, right. If I dug them all together, if you dug out all of that, it would be one giant lake. I mean, maybe not.
Maybe not.
But like if you dig deep enough, maybe you'd hit water.
Yeah.
Especially in deserts.
Yeah.
I also learned the other day.
Deserts, yeah.
You dig, deep enough into the desert, and I'm talking like you're gonna need some heavy machinery. You need some heavy equipment.
A shovel.
No, I'm talking like 25, 40 feet. But you can hit water.
Yeah.
The Earth's core stores water. They don't tell people that.
Of course not. Of course they don't.
I'm telling you that. Sarah for president, all right? Kylie, Sarah for president.
I'll be your secretary.
I mean, you can be president too. I'm president.
You'd be a good president. No, because then we can't be president at the same time. So I'll be your secretary, so we can be in the White House at the same time.
That'd be socialism. Like we're all the president. Woo-hoo! Like no. Anyway,
I wish we had a president that thinks like this, though.
Just cares.
Just cares.
Just cares.
Cares about humans.
Enough of the fucking patriarchy, though. Excuse my French. Oh my god. I mean, they've had enough time to like show us again and again and again how many times they are just proven to just end up in war.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah,
I mean, it just always ends up in war, in death, in
understand.
famine. You think women would actually do that to the world? When we give life? I mean, as a whole, right? I mean, obviously you got your good apples and bad apples. Don't get me wrong.
But why are we bringing whole states? It's like, if you have a problem with someone, take it up with that. Why are we bringing the whole country into it? Like, why are we getting dragged?
I know.
Like, fight your own fights.
Yeah.
Punch each other, work it out. Be men, whatever.
Damn right.
You don't need to bring your whole fucking country into
Don't bring it all down. Don't put all your all your ducks in a row, or all your eggs in a basket. What's the saying? Why would you put all your eggs in a basket? What happens if you drop the basket?
They're all broke.
They're all broken. But you left the 2 on the side over there. You know what I mean? You didn't put all the eggs in the basket. You still got 2 survivors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
It's like the concept like, oh, you jump, I jump. It's like, no, if everyone jumps, right? It's like social conditioning. If we were all the same, we were all robotic, we were all a carbon copy of each other, nothing would get done.
Everyone would be boring.
They'd be like, what's your idea of that? Same.
Same. The answer is just same. Or just,
like,
yeah.
How stagnant, right? There's a reason why we're different.
Right.
How did we get on this?
It just got here. I don't know.
Yeah. We're different. Just being different, right? Patriarchy. Yeah. Switching to a matriarchal society. That's not too different, actually. If you look at any successful society, it was matriarchal for a long period of time. Right. Native American, Viking.
True.
They were conquerors. Okay, they were winners.
So you got some Viking in you?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Scandinavian, baby.
Yeah.
So I learned that the red hair gene, which I have.
Oh yeah.
And I can thank Joanne Barrett for that. She gave me that. That's my grandmother. But it comes from Vikings. So it comes from northern, like, Caucasus Mountains. So the Norse were nomadic people. They traveled a lot. They pillaged a lot. They weren't kind. You know what I mean? But they had a very strong sense of community. And the women ran it. If a woman wanted 3 husbands, she could.
Yeah.
If she wanted to divorce him, she could. It was up to her, you know?
It wasn't up to what, the government? Or, because, like, divorce, you have to go through the government.
And the men understood that they chose. They chose the men, you know what I mean? I mean, surely there was different instances, but those are the 2 societies, successful societies, I know, that were matriarchal, run by women. Native Americans as well. The eldest grandmother is actually in charge, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
Not the chief. I mean, he is. He's like a vice president next to, like...
But she's just as important, or equally as important, maybe? Or
she's just as important as the oldest tree in the community.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's natural law.
Mm-hmm.
It all goes back to the feminine. Females, the woman chooses. We choose, right? The men lead. But the women come first.
True.
And that's hard to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's hard to talk about. No
and get all riled up. Because females are actually low-key in control.
Yeah, we'll let you believe what you want.
I heard this saying of...
matriarch.
Men may have, like, strength, like physical strength, but women have the mind. You know, like, women are outsmart the men in the mind.
Oh, women are childbearing, too. Imagine, you know, birthing 13 children. Or 20. You, like, create a whole village. You know what I mean?
Too much.
That's a lot, but think about that physical power. You're literally, that's earth-shattering. That's groundbreaking.
Like 13 people came out of you. Now there's 13 grown humans that all stemmed from you.
Okay, but if a man was in charge, you know, which they are, it would go great. No, look around. No, it's not going good. Okay, Putin, trash.
Oh God.
Biden, trash. I'm sorry. I don't wish poorly upon them, but trash, man. Just, you're done. 47 years for what? Shit, no, nothing. You still know nothing about women. That's sad.
I think men...
And maybe some men do. I shouldn't give that all to the leaders of our country.
But isn't it funny? Because men...
They're listening to us right now like, oh, they're just complaining about us.
Men are kind of intimidated by women. Do you ever, like... So maybe that's why they get into power positions. But, you know, like, how boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives, you know how the boy always submits to the girl?
Yeah.
Like, the girl will be like...
simping?
Yeah, the girl, like, makes all their appointments. Or the girl is like...
We kind of low-key hate
like,
that.
don't do this. And they're like, okay, bow down.
Tell me you don't low-key hate that. I mean, it
I
depends.
like having the power role.
I like it. I mean,
it's how my
enjoy
zodiac
it.
is arranged.
But you're Virgo.
Yeah.
Virgo. That's your Leo, too.
Power hungry.
See, I think the true feminine, just in my opinion, I think they want the men to lead. I don't know. They should.
Well, that's how it used to be.
Shouldn't we want them to lead?
Women stayed home, were childbearers, took care of the house, and men led. But I think low-key, women didn't want to be like that, so that's what it's evolved to today.
Well, in Viking society.
You know, because...
Look at the women that not only did they protect the homestead, but they physically protected the homestead. So the women often joined in battle as well. They were seen as equal to men. They believed, in Scandinavian culture in particular, men and women were equal force, almost.
Right.
Like, women just had a different power, right? They were quick.
Right.
They were swift. They were where men are more bulky, right? So it's like two opposite forces, but you'd be surprised how strong women can be.
Right.
On a physical level.
That's why feminine and masculine go so good hand in hand, because they can both bring different aspects and stuff to the table, like different stuff.
The female should be submissive, though. At times.
At times. But it's important for the male to also be submissive. To resort back to that childlike, you know, because the whole brainwashing of, like, men have to be powerful and, like, you can't cry and, like, you can't have feelings is...
It's not really survival mode anymore.
It's very tough on that person's, because we don't know men's brains. Maybe they're just like ours. Like, what if we were told not to feel emotions? Like, they could have a very similar mindset.
I think they're feminizing men, though, in a way. And when I say they, I mean, like, FDA. I mean, Food and Drug Administration. And I say that lightly because I think a lot of our foods, in particular, have estrogen-packed things in them, right?
Yeah.
Like, hormones and things.
Which is scary.
So it's like packaged food, frozen food, like certain processed foods have high levels of estrogen in them. So if we're even looking at, you know, the rates of testosterone from men, you can Google it. You know, you can research it. There's studies on it. There's been a significant decrease from 1964 to 2022. You can look at the charts of testosterone rates in young men. It's not their fault.
Right.
It's not their fault. And it's not like a power-hungry thing like, oh, women are stronger than you. It's like, no, you've actually been subjected to something you may not even know about.
That's crazy.
And it's the exposure to hormone disruption. It's
terrible.
Which is in our food.
Right. And I wish we could just grow our own food, but they know that it's a lot of work to grow your own food, and they know that most people won't.
In a short growing season, right?
Yeah. Like, it can be a lot of work to grow all your own food, and they know that most of us probably will not, so that's...
But in a great government, in a great utopian world, wouldn't they give everyone the reasons or the means to grow their own food in their own homes? I mean, how many people would that take off of subsidized housing? Or how many people could that take off of food stamps? You know what I mean? I'm just looking at alternatives here. Self-sustainable.
You know the government does not have our best interest
at
all. So they will not
They want to be Big Daddy.
Anything beneficial
Big
for us.
Daddy government. Like, I'll give you everything you want as long as I give you get my vote.
Yeah, as long as you submit to me. And
talk about submission. Talk about patriarchy. Again, black. No good.
Oh my God, we just want to run away and live in the woods and live in little huts and...
I mean, what would be so bad if a woman ran the world? What would be so bad? Women and children be taken care of. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Yeah. Okay. And then, men, too.
We just don't need... We need the right type of woman. I mean, we need the right type of man, too.
Military
so we don't
women.
need...
Warrior women.
Right.
Viking women.
I don't feel like... What sucks is I don't feel like the older generation of a woman, I don't think... Like, if they have very... what's it called? Like... old mind thinking.
Like old-fashioned.
Yes. That's
like
when
traditional.
That might not be good in government. You know what I mean?
Or like a conservative?
Yes, conservative.
Okay.
Man or woman, I don't think...
Okay.
Like...
I think conservative values are good in the home, though.
No, some of them are good, but like strictly it where it's not open-minded. Like, we need our generation people. Like, our generation is going to be really good one day, like... as presidents, because we're very open-minded.
No
we're very like we're very sympathetic and stuff, and we want to make sure everyone has everything. I don't know. I think one day we could get to like
a utopia,
natural,
coexist, man, with our natural environment, with hemp coffee cups, from our own coffee shops, because we're all gonna have one on every corner, because it's gonna be local. Okay, so another thing we can do for our economy is bring back the business here. Give people the means to spend money here with each other.
Right.
You have something I like, I'm gonna spend my money at your business.
That's why we support local small little
Amazon.
businesses.
If you shop at Amazon, you better log off right now.
Better log off. It's like they're on Amazon right now.
It's like, oop, caught ya.
I say it lightly.
Someone's
like slowly shutting off their
I'm just
computer.
saying it lightly. Okay, you gotta shop local, because it's a circulation of money. And any economic student, any smart person would understand that if we need our money to stay in the United States, you keep it here.
Yeah.
Amazon's China-based.
It's good
all
to
outsourced.
Yeah, it's good to support local
Take care
businesses.
of one another.
Right.
Take care of each other, Americans.
Right, like you just started your own business of making
Ethereal
earrings,
Design Company.
There you go.
This is how I spell it.
But you're out right
ethereal.
now, so you're gonna make some more. But you make earrings. It's just important to support people who make their own stuff, or just small local businesses. Mm-hmm. That's where the best stuff comes, anyways.
Yeah, just try.
Yeah.
Try to make something.
Like local coffee shops, way better than chains, in my opinion. I don't know. I like to try new local coffee shops.
But the great thing about local is, one person could sell coffee, one person could sell lattes, one person could sell matcha tea. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you could coexist with one another. Like, no one has to corner the market.
Right.
Everyone can have their own business.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I want matcha tea today. Or I want, everything has a store. You go to the store for towels and blankets and pillows.
Right.
And then you go to the store for essential oils and, like, bathing products. And, like, then you go to the markets. You know what I mean? And it's all everybody you know. And it's all locally sourced. And it then creates a better circulation of money.
Yeah.
Where it stays in one area.
Yeah.
Which makes economies boom. But we gotta stop spending online. Malls are done.
I know. Yeah.
Malls are done. Entertainment centers, maybe. Movie theaters, Hollywood, done. We really need to just start keeping it all here.
Yeah.
Or realize that Americans can make good quality things.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, what are we good at making? What are Americans good at making?
A lot of creative stuff, honestly.
Music.
And
we're big in the entertainment
Amish are good at woodworking.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
So,
the best.
Yeah, seriously, though. They put all their time and effort into that.
Woodworking, right? And that used to be an American staple. Stickley furniture. Mm-hmm. That's the only one I can think of. But Stanley Furniture. There's just so many family-owned furniture stores. You know what I mean? That might be struggling right now because of things like IKEA or online shopping or Amazon. But that's your mom and dad. Right. That's your brother and sister. You know what I mean? That's your fellow Americans. Those are people we should be supporting.
Right.
But no one's having that conversation. Because we want everything delivered to our door. We want to be antisocial. We don't want to go outside. I mean, come on. I get the convenience of things being brought to your door, but
get out there and,
And we can't have everything delivered to us.
Right.
Not everything's going to come easy.
No.
A lot of people will argue that.
The best things are the hardest.
Right. You want nice things. You want your area to boom, right? Shop local. Spend a certain amount of money per year at a local shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? That'll help them more than you can imagine. More than Amazon that gets however many sales per day. Right. And I say Amazon because it's a monopolization of our money that belongs to you and me. It belongs to not China.
No.
China doesn't hate our money.
No.
What if we were self-sustained? What if we didn't need to go anywhere but the United States?
That'd be awesome.
It'd be cool.
That's the end goal one day.
We'd all be rich.
Yes.
We wouldn't be rich, but we'd have what we need. And that's
we'd be rich in our mindset.
Thank you.
That's exactly what we need.
American dream, baby.
Yeah.
Fences. We learned about it.
Yep. But
Tom's cabin.
on that note, we are about to be out of time.
Audi 5000.
It's about to be out of time. We're reaching our limit.
1 hour?
Yeah,
we're
about to reach the limit. So
60-minute cutoff. Well, it was
so
nice chit-chatting. That went by quick.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of ground.
I was going to say we covered a lot of stuff. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can drop them below. Well, tune in next time.
See ya.